Benvenuti a una nuova puntata di OMET-TV, sono Armando Garosci e vi farò compagnia con i nostri ospiti, i quali ci racconteranno delle storie di innovazione. OMET-TV è il progetto editoriale promosso da OMET, il leader internazionale nelle soluzioni di stampa per il packaging e per le macchine tissue converting. Ogni puntata, lo sapete, è sempre ispirata a prodotti, alla quotidianità, a situazioni di tutti i giorni, per cui guardiamo questo video che ci introduce al tema di oggi, poi lo commentiamo. Hi all, today we are with Bernhard, the Managing Director of WEPA here in Italy. Hi Bernhard, thank you to be with us today. Tell us about the business of WEPA.
Thank you very much for having me today, Mr. Gorosh. It's a pleasure to be here with you. Yes, WEPA is a European tissue producer and was founded in the 1940s, explicitly in 1948 by Mr. Paul Krengel, the father of the current CEO of WEPA. It started as a business which was mostly trading, but then in the 1950s, Mr. Krengel developed also the production part of it, and paper production, paper converting followed. And so the development of WEPA went on, and in the 1980s, WEPA was a pioneer in the development of recycling fiber and developed manufacturing processes to convert also recycled paper into tissue products. This was a tremendous success on which we still also today base a lot of our innovations and our developments.
And you are recognized for this?
I believe WEPA is well known in all Europe for their high competence in recycled fibers, absolutely. And so I can really say WEPA, that is family culture and the values behind family business.
Oh, thank you very much. What about the Italian business of WEPA?
That's my role. I do actually lead the Italian organization of WEPA, a company called WEPA Italia, which has two factories, one in Lucca and the second one in Cassino, which is in the provincia di Frosinone. We do employ just under 500 people in Italy, and in these two sites we will have the chance later on also to see what our product range is there.
What's the turnover of WEPA in Europe and also in Italy?
As a group in all Europe, WEPA has a turnover of just over 1.3 billion euro, whereas the Italian subsidiary WEPA Italia is in the range of 150 million euro.
And how many people do you employ here in Italy?
Overall, we just employ over 4,000 employees in the WEPA group, and as I said just shortly before, that is just under 500 people in the Italian organization.
Let's talk about the wide range of products do you sell.
Tissue. That's also personal hygiene. So product range is just typically from toilet paper to kitchen towel, from big industrial rolls for cleaning purposes to folded products like hankies, facials, but also, of course, napkins, of which I think we later on talk as well about.
Do people like the folded product?
Absolutely, they are an essential part of our product range. They complete the product range to roll products, and it is a very demanding manufacturing process as well, in which, especially in the Italian organization, we are specialized on.
Okay. How is the market changing?
Of course, COVID had a big impact. The typical away-from-home consumption strongly declined. We didn't travel anymore. Parties and other events were cancelled, and some of that transferred into the at home, into the domestic consumption. So we saw a year in 2020 which definitely saw an increase of consumption within the house. This increase was not a stable and long-term increase. It was a peak, which we saw going back to normal conditions, probably even lower than the normal situation. While as yet the typical away-from-home consumption did not fully recover. This means also for the use of the product and the sales situation of our products, a very different situation to before the pandemic. Kitchen towel has seen a big increase because of cleaning purposes, such as also industrial roads. Whereas napkin, for example, saw a strong decrease. Less parties at home, less festivities away, required also less napkin use. Same is also with hankies. We all know that wearing a mask protected us also from colds and other things, and therefore the typical use and seasonal use of hankies strongly declined. So I think I would probably say today, looking back, that during the pandemic times, both napkins and hankies were two losers.
Very interesting. Well, talking in general, what's the main difference between the consumption in the north of Europe and the south?
That is a very interesting question, because they are fundamentally different in terms of napkins. When I look into Italy, and I live since many, many years in Italy, then the typical habit to take a coffee in the morning at a bar requires maybe also a very rapid cleaning of your mouth. You use a one-ply napkin for that in the smallest possible format, also not to waste any material. This habit you don't see so much in the north of Europe. There probably a napkin is much more a decorating aspect also. You decorate your table, you invite friends, a napkin immediately becomes a slightly bigger format as well, colored, printed, and so on. So I would say, if I can classify these two different geographical locations, I would say the more south you go in Europe, the less quantity of material you have in that napkin, so it gets less plies, it gets smaller in format. The more north you get, you go to 2 to 3 plies, sometimes even 4 plies. You get bigger sizes like 38 or 40, which is very typical for the northern part of Europe.
Well, but do you think that, for instance, just to say, in Italy, you will see any trends from the north of Europe or not?
I would not exclude that. It has to be seen, but I think there is a lot of potential also on napkin products which have also a higher decoration purpose, which might have different formats, and a whole range of customization and promotions that we might currently see a lot only in Northern Europe, which could as well also enter into Southern Europe.
Okay, thank you, Bernhard. Now just a little break for a clip.
La pandemia da Covid-19 ha avuto un forte impatto sul mercato dei prodotti piegati in tissue. Il consumo abituale di prodotti away from home ha subito un netto calo dovuto al crollo dei viaggi, degli eventi e delle occasioni conviviali. Parte di questo consumo si è trasferito nei prodotti ad uso domestico. Il 2020 ha visto la crescita del consumo domestico di prodotti piegati, ma è stato un picco che poi è tornato ai livelli normali. Il prodotto fuori casa invece ad oggi non ha ancora recuperato i livelli pre-Covid. Il trend di vendita e i consumi dei prodotti piegati è in evoluzione. gli asciugamani da cucina stanno avendo una forte crescita, mentre sia i tovaglioli che i fazzoletti in carta sono in difficoltà. Il consumo di tovaglioli ha pagato la mancanza di eventi e feste, mentre l'uso dei fazzoletti è calato perché l'uso massiccio della mascherina ci ha protetto dai raffreddori e da influenze stagionali. Il consumo di tovaglioli ha forti differenze nel nord e nel sud dell'Europa. In Italia, ad esempio, è comune l'utilizzo rapido di tovaglioli per pulirsi la bocca dopo aver preso un caffè. Pertanto, sono molto diffusi i tovaglioli di piccolo formato e con un solo velo. Nel nord Europa è invece molto diffuso l'aspetto decorativo. Ad esempio, per allestire un tavolo per una cena a casa con gli amici si prediligono grandi formati da 38-40 cm, con più veli, anche 3 o 4, colorati e stampati. In genere, nel sud Europa sono invece diffusi tovaglioli con meno quantità di materiale, 1 o 2 veli e piccoli formati. C'è però un forte potenziale su questi mercati per la crescita di prodotti stampati e con differenti formati. È in crescita anche la richiesta di personalizzazione dei prodotti. Un ruolo fondamentale nella crescita di nuovi prodotti è dato dalla sostenibilità. I prodotti in fibre riciclate sono sempre più apprezzati dai consumatori e si prevede anche una crescita degli imballaggi in carta al posto del film plastico trasparente, soprattutto per quanto riguarda i tovaglioli.
And now again in the studio with Bernhard. And the last question is about the innovation and investment of WEPA in Europe and also in Italy.
Yeah, let me try to categorize it in three main areas. I think there's a big opportunity with regard to process innovation. There's a lot of opportunities in the area of product innovation. And of course, I would also like to mention a special activity of WEPA called WEPA Ventures. Let me first start with process innovation. And of course, being a private label producer, it is our obligation to produce our products at minimal costs. At the same time, let me also give you an example of a very challenging aspect of our manufacturing process. We produce napkins. These napkins, 50, 100 pieces, will be wrapped mostly in some foil product. This pack of napkin finishes in a cardboard box. This cardboard box goes on a pallet together with many other cardboard boxes, gets wrapped up and supplied to the distribution center of our customer. Our customer then forwards this pallet, together probably with many other pallets, to his point of sale. At the point of sale, he would like to see the entire range of napkin products on the shelf. That means to us, there's no longer the chance to put one single product in one cardboard box or the same products in the cardboard boxes, so one product only on one pallet. We must think about to customize also this packaging process and this manufacturing process, that when our customer forwards an entire pallet to his point of sale, the entire range of products is in there. And that is very demanding to our manufacturing process, while we have to see that coming out of a folding machine, we will finish up in a pallet that could include a lot of different products at the end of the day.
Very interesting. You're talking also about sustainability.
Talk about sustainability in the manufacturing process. Of course, first of all, it's very, very important to avoid any waste in the process. Fiber is a natural resource. We should at all times try to not throw away fiber where possible. At the same time, it's an energy-intensive process also, both our manufacturing processes, from paper making to converting. So we should use the most energy-efficient way of producing, and at the same time also search for options where we can replace energy to renewable energy.
Give me an example.
I think we are on a very good way there. For example, in our manufacturing site in Lucca, we have decided to assemble a huge photovoltaic plant on the available roof of the manufacturing location, which has an ideal orientation also for the sun. And by springtime next year, we are able, with this installation, to cover more than 30% of our electrical requirements of our converting site.
What about the product innovation?
WEPA has developed a recipe of fibers in their product range, which is called hybrid. That means we can increase our content, increase as well as decrease our content of recycled fiber in our finished products, depending on the requirements of the market and the discussions that we do together with our customers. This product range we've also launched in Italy with very good success, and I think it is a real product innovation of WEPA. At the same time, packaging offers big opportunities. There are ways to replace foil to post-consumer recycled plastic materials, up until also paper packaging. Especially for napkins, we have developed interesting solutions for paper packaging. We have launched them as well in the last 12 months into the markets, and also there we are seeing good responses from the market.
Well, Bernhard, we are living the startup era. Does WEPA invest in a new business?
Yes, that is an interesting question, and not long ago, WEPA Group decided to create a separate arm called WEPA Ventures, in which they explicitly stimulate startups, new ideas all around personal hygiene, and some of them are just now coming into reality. And I think this is a tremendous way also of generating innovations separate to our current core business.
Well, Bernhard, thank you very much for your time. It was a pleasure. Abbiamo ascoltato la storia di WEPA, un'azienda di primaria importanza nel mondo del monouso in carta, un'industria che è stata contrassegnata dai contraccolpi del Covid con diversi risvolti sia nel consumo domestico e fuori casa. Particolarmente interessante è il riferimento proprio alle abitudini di consumo tra Nord Europa e Sud Europa, dove c'è un'abitudine a imbastire la tavola, per esempio nelle tavole del Nord Europa, più ricche, più creative. Questo rappresenta sicuramente un'area di opportunità di sviluppo anche per i nostri mercati. Certo, anche il ruolo primario di un'industria così focalizzata anche nello sviluppo della marca commerciale del distributore, proprio nell'innovazione di prodotto. Naturalmente ci si aspetta che siano i fornitori in prima fila, naturalmente a fianco ai retailer, nel portare innovazione sempre a prezzi accessibili e quindi con fortissima competitività sui costi di produzione. Cosa sia l'innovazione, lo abbiamo sentito, si declina in tante aree. C'è l'innovazione nei processi produttivi, che significa utilizzare in modo efficiente le materie prime, l'acqua, l'energia, così sotto pressione, tra l'altro, di particolare attualità nel momento storico in cui parliamo. Però c'è l'innovazione di prodotto intrinseca, abbiamo ascoltato diversi esempi, e forse quella più affascinante, l'innovazione attraverso l'open innovation, cioè l'investimento nelle start-up che portano decisamente nuova linfa ad aziende molto strutturate. Bene, anche in questa puntata abbiamo ascoltato delle storie di grande innovazione e vi invitiamo a stare sempre con noi, seguiteci su OMET-TV.